Hi guys, we're live. It's a Facebook live session. It's Paul Blaine, the Director of Training Services at Affinity Training, e-learning for you. We do this every week at 4:30, so if you're joining us, thank you very much. If you are watching this back on video later, then again I hope you get a lot of enjoyment from it. As I say every week, we've been doing these for about 4 weeks now, so there's different videos available to you to view. You can view them from the Facebook page for e-learning for you, or you can go over to our website at www.elearningforyou.co.uk. That's for you, F-O-R-Y-O-U. Now we're looking at a number of topics and discussing a number of those subjects and topics over the next few coming weeks. Today we're very much focusing on leadership and building that leadership team around you to make sure that you get the best going forward for your business, for your organisation, for your department, for whatever it is that you have through your leadership team. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a snapshot today in terms of the sort of things we're looking at or how you can identify. Now this week I've been quite privileged to have been back in the classroom for 3 days delivering management training to some of the country's leading health and social care providers and representatives from them. And some of these people, if you're watching, I just want to say not only did I hope to inspire them, but they gave me inspiration as well, because when you're looking at people that have got to high positions within their own industry, you have to admire that. But having that amount of talent in the room and having those discussions, it drives home the importance of ambition, the importance of desire and to get there, and the importance of having a great leadership team around you to do it. So if you are watching, hello, it's me again. And if you are someone that is not been on that course and you're watching, then I hope to give you a little bit of insight into how it's going to help you. Now, just to give you a little bit of a shot, next week, just to prep you up for that, we are looking at social media, and I will have a special guest with me for that one. So it won't just be me that time to discuss social media, but that's going to be about how to do it right and how to get it going. But for this time being, we're going to fire on, we're going to talk about leadership. Now, I always talk about different theorists that are out there, theorists that I've looked at in business, people that I've worked with, people that have come up with strategies and development plans that actually work, that make a difference. And one of my favourites out there is from a gentleman called Steve Ratcliffe, and he came up with a way in which to look at your business under what you called FED. Now, people that know me will know I use this quite frequently, and in the very first session that I did, I talked very much about his first aim, and that was the future. You may remember it. And when we were talking about the future, we were saying it's so important to actually get the vision of where you want to go to, what you want to be. What does 6 months look like? What does 12 months look like? And that's what he's stating there when we're talking about future. Now, his next area is to actually look at a way in which we can engage, and basically what he's talking about there is how we engage that future vision. How do we actually make sure that what it is that we are predicting has a chance to come to fruition within our workplace? That engagement level, that communication, the bit that gets everybody excited, the bit that keeps everybody on the path. And then he finishes it off, I said it was FED, so he finishes it off with deliver. Now, deliver is the mechanism to make sure that it's happened. It's the see it through attitude that all great leaders need. If you start the process, you have to end the process. Now, you can try and do that on your own. It's quite a difficult feat to try and do it on your own, to be the person that is the visionary, the person that predicts the future, the person that can engage, or the person that can deliver. Very hard to do that on your own. But when you start to create a leadership team around you, you start to understand the talent that you need to bring into that leadership team to help you, to assist you. And I'm going to teach you something a little bit more on top of future, engage, deliver. I'm going to focus a little bit more on it. And I'm going to say right at the top of the tree, you need someone who is a strategic, and my writing is not the best, but I'll try and explain it, a strategic thinker. In other words, I need my person that is the visionary, my person that's going to set the pathway, my person that's going to actually show me what the future may look like. If we were sort of like putting that into times of the greatest leaders or inspiring people out there, you would be starting to talk about people like Steve Jobs, for example. A great visionary, a great strategic thinker. He could decide, or he could determine what the future was going to look like for all of us. Right now, I'm being videoed off an iPhone. So if you look at that, you are seeing something in relation to what he was thinking. And everybody is doing that. So that strategic thinker was certainly him. And within your organisation, the person that started it, the person that is there now, that's leading that vision, is that strategic thinker. A very key person in your business. However, the strategic thinker is not necessarily the person that's going to make it happen. You need someone else for that. You need what I would call, and I'll just rub a little bit out here, so I've got a bit on my board, but you need someone, what I would say, as someone who is basically a person that is going to execute. So it's somebody like an executor for that role. And that's the next step. Who's the person that is going to make it happen? You in your organisation will have people that you know that once you've given them the plan, once you've given them the vision, once they believe that, they are the doers. They're the ones that get it. The ones that take it and make it happen. And even in my own organisation, if I'm sat there and I'm thinking to myself, we need to design an e-learning product or a face-to-face training course that is going to actually make a difference within the industry, I would say that I would be that strategic thinker in that role. However, I have other people within my management team who have the skill set to be an executor, the person that actually makes it happen. It doesn't matter if people want to go off astray, they will pull them back into line, because they are the person that I always class as a dot the I and cross the T. Now, you can have somebody that's a strategic thinker, but if you don't have someone that has the capabilities to be an executor, then that thinking will never happen. And there's many dreams and ideas that have gone by that have never come to fruition because there was not an executor within the management team. So you need that person that comes in and makes it happen. You also need another role. You need someone who I would class as an influencer. So someone that actually really believes, really truly believes in what it is that we are doing. So someone that influences the action. So if you are an influencer, or you're someone that's influencing it, you are someone who is very passionate. You know what the vision is and you truly believe it, you get it. But you are going to be that internal mechanism that keeps everybody believing, and you are going to be that external person that outside the organisation is praising you all the time. These people are really good on social media when they're running it because they truly believe that they can make the difference. They are influencing the way that people think, they're influencing the way that people believe. And that's a critical part. They're not necessarily the same character as an executor, because an executor is very focused, is very driven. An influencer is very much the talker. Even if we were thinking about politics now, the leader of the country isn't necessarily the executor, they are the influencer. They are the person that makes people believe. The executor is in the back office making it happen. And that's the key sort of things that we're talking about. Now, the last position I want to talk about in any leadership team is the person that really is the best communicator you've got, because they are the person that will build the relationships. And when I say build the relationship, there goes my spelling, build the relationships, these are the people that will make sure that workforce is happy. They are the glue. They are the people that will keep it together. That's the person that makes sure that they're building credit with the workforce, so when the workforce loses its passion or loses its vision or isn't happy that the executor is driving the timeline forward, they're the person that can comfort, they're the person that have empathy, they're the person that can be the counsel to the strategic thinker. So if I was to put all of this into a role, and this is the key bit, this is where I'm getting at. The future, as I said, is a strategic thinker. The engagement side of this has to come from the influencer and has to come from the relationship builder, the person that builds that relationship. Then you get the deliverer, and the deliverer is the executor at the end of the day, but it's everybody that brings together. Now, just to take this into focus, if we were a team here, a management team, and we had a strategic thinker, and we had a relationship builder, and we had an influencer, but we didn't have an executor, nothing happens. If we just have a strategic thinker and an executor, then we don't have a team that remains. So some of you that are sat there thinking about your staff retention and things like that, think about it. Have you got the right components within your management team? Is it there? When you're recruiting, are you going to recruit the right people that you're missing? If it's an influencer we need, they're the person that's going to bring in the business. But they have to believe. Even in my own organisation, I could quite literally look at my management team and I could place people in the different categories. Now you may sit there and you may think, I've got a bit of everything. Most people do. They have a bit of everything. But the reality is that they are not concentrated within their area. So what I want you to do this weekend, if you're building your leadership team or you're looking at your leadership team, is to first of all sit there and think, actually, what is the vision? And does everybody know what the vision is? And have I got the right components in my management team to actually make that work? So have I got the person that will see it through no matter what? There will be no diversion. We have a clear line, a clear path, and we will go down it. Who is that person? Identify them. Let them know that they're the executor. Let them know that they are such an important part to the management team. We have to have that influencer, the nice person, the person that really wants you to believe. Who is it in your organisation that is that person? Who is your salesperson, the person that is selling the idea to internal and external? And then you have to look at who's building your relationship. Who is the person that is managing your staff in such a way that they can confide, they can console, all the HR stuff that goes on, all of that. But that's your management team. That's what you've got to have within it. If you want something to have a future, if you want to engage and you want to deliver, then you have got to have that management team. You have to be strategic, not just in your thinking, in your operation. Communication is a vital tool in any organisation. You have to think of different ways that communication can happen. But the communication has to happen right from the top, the leadership team. If they don't know what they're doing, if they don't know what the vision is, if they don't know the pathway, how the heck is the person that's working front line going to know where they're supposed to go? How is the executor going to know what I and what T it is that's got to be dot or crossed? They won't know. Everybody just goes around doing the same thing, not knowing where they're getting to. It's not about you. It's not a dictatorship. It is about a team, and that's what our leadership team is. Now, if you're an organisation that maybe only has 5 or 6 staff, it doesn't matter. They don't have to have the title of management. There is many a person that can be a relationship builder who is not tasked as being a director or a manager. They're just good at what they do. Give them the extra responsibility. Let them know the type of person they are and let them know that you need that sort of person. These are key to any leadership team that we develop. You need to be informed. That strategic thinker has got to be allowed to be the vision. But they need the team below them that's going to see it through. They have to have that team to see it through. Now I'm just giving you a snapshot of what I believe is within a leadership team. There's many, many more things that you could look at. You could look at data analysis. You could look at advisors, which are very important to you. Outside of your leadership team, who can you go and talk to? Who can you confide in? Who can you test your vision to? Who can you get externally to look at your leadership team and say, they're a good leadership team. We've got all the components. We're moving in the right direction. Everybody knows exactly what it is that they're supposed to do. They're the people that see it through. We need all of that. So go away and have a look. Have a look at your leadership team. As I said, I spent 3 days and we were looking very much at different components of how we do things, leadership teams, the different skill sets that we require. As I said, it's quite vast. I'm giving you 5-10 minutes here of information, but it's a good starting point to go reflect. One more thing. I've said it before and I said it earlier. If you think you have a component missing from that, it's so important that you recruit wisely. There are many skilled people out there that know how to manage. There are many skilled people out there that are far more skilled than you will be in certain areas. Use them, find them, let them develop your business. Together you can be successful. Now next week, when I come back, as I said, we're talking about social media, how to do it right. Your Facebooks, your Twitter, your Indeed, if you are looking at recruiting or getting contracts, LinkedIn, all these things, we're looking at them. Not just about how to put a post on there, but how to get it right, how to attract the followers, how to actually make it work for your business. So, if social media is something in your organisation, your business, that you're starting to encourage and work within, or you've been doing it for a little bit of time and you're wondering how can I actually make it better, we're about to actually give you some good, helpful tips to do that. But for this weekend, I leave you with Future, Engage, Deliver. I'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Take care. Have a great weekend, guys.